Hello, welcome back. I'm going to show us a little optional area. Every RPG has its optional super hard boss, and I've beat it, and I just kind of want to show some of the rewards real quick so that you don't waste your time thinking, hey, maybe I do want to do this. This Orb of Origin is the drop. You used to get it so that you could get the chests. The developer changed his mind but left the item in there. Doesn't actually do anything. Don't worry. Alright. Now, you will get 2 Origin Blades in the right chest. Same stats as the Sword of Lore. It's two-handed. Death Strike means it will just kill its target instantly. There's a chance it happens. It won't always happen. It's just like the Death Mace, or back in one of the towns I talked back a little bit. Same text. But that is that sort, and you do get 2 of them. There's no benefit for dual wielders because you can't have both of them because they're two-handed. Now there is a Zenith armor you're going to get. You get 2 of them as well. 100 defense, super great. You automatically heal HP and SP. There's no -2 agility. Well, there is. There's a small -2 agility that doesn't show. The evade going down is because Blessed Armor does give you evade, so you don't lose anything there. Yeah, so those are those items, and here's just kind of a little proof that it shows. Adventure Cloak gives you 10 agility, so we're not losing 10 agility here. So -11 would put us back to 200. We still have 4 more to go, so we're losing an extra 5 agility. Unless, I guess the Adventurer's Cloak could not actually be giving you 10 and it's giving you 15 instead. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Agility is not a good stat. So right now I'm just kind of gonna show that this is what my book looks like right now. This is the boss. This is how much XP you get, and that's how much gold you get. You're not going to get any drops in the first form. The second form is where you're going to get everything. This is where the drop is. No XP, no gold. That's just how it's coded. Pretty interesting. 420 attack, something of note. A lot of HP. He's going to have about 1 million hit points between his 2 forms. Other one was about 500,000 plus a little extra. This one's about 500,000 minus a little bit more. So the first half can be toxified. The second half, I could not get a status effect to stick on them. So it will take a while. It took me over 10 minutes to do this fight, period. I did not record when I did beat it because I was like, well, maybe this will take a couple tries. Let's do a couple strats, and then I kind of just landed on something. This is going to be how to get there. So this is from the DLC area. If you know how to get there, that's great. Otherwise, it's right by Trevel. There's that optional arcane tower. There's that cave right by it, just to the west of it, and maybe like 2 tiles, and south a little bit, like 4 tiles-ish. And you can go through there if you have the Purity Crystal, or if I guess you don't have the DLC, you don't have to do any of this, but it should become pre-installed in your game if you get it from Steam. And I think the newer editions do, because this game's old-ish. Anyways, it's going to be this cave right here next to the castle. Oh, it's only 2 south. Alright, so you just interact with it, space or X, depending on what your settings are, and you're going to talk to the computer, input the Purity Crystal, and it's going to give us a little bit of a story explanation. It's whatever, and we get a step in here, and it's going to teleport. Bam, and we get to leave. Just that simple. You can't sail to this area, so you have to use this. That's the only way you can get here. Numero uno. Go to this spot down here. You get a good item, and it is the last. It is number 7 of the map items, and if you have all of them, it completes your book, except for the last 4 entries. The last 4, which are basically the final boss. So Yeah, I would. If you already have all 6 that I've shown throughout the series, grab it. This item on its own is pretty good. So to get this quest completed, you have to go all the way around behind and talk to him. And there's going to be a few techs we're going to get afterwards. They're kind of expensive, but money shouldn't be really an issue for you at this point. I haven't sold any of my monster drops, and I haven't had like any money issues. Take for granted I do grind a little bit, but the money drops aren't that big. If you do have a crap ton of money, the store has Hannelores for 7,000, which is fully heal your HP and SP, so your magic, which is pretty nice. Slow down, demoralize. Don't think it's worth it. Magic Missile hits once per wand. So if you're dual wielding wands or staves, it hits twice and can stun. It's magic based, so it's not physical, and it doesn't have a particular damage type with it, so there's no resistances. So recommend picking this up. It's 66 SP when you cast it, though 33 if you half it. Serpent's Rush. You only get 1 proc of this, so if you're dual wielding, you do not get to hit twice like I'm doing with my Sun strat. So, keep that in mind. It does seem to toxify, fairly reliable, so I would recommend getting that. Nothing in the pub. You can do this. It's a little weird. There's no use for it, but it's just something I want to show off. Nothing's in here, but if you need to revive your guys, there it is. You should already have the tech for it. Nothing in the pub. Saving in the inn doesn't do anything. There's a weird bug I read where you can get out like a black screen if you don't save in the inn. You can just save in the overworld if you need to. If you need to heal, there's so many different ways to heal in this game. You should have so many items. This bit is how you advance the story. Otherwise, we're going to go to these pyramids. The dungeon, I recommend buying lots of glyphs. The mobs are annoying to fight. Worth a 10 to 11,000 XP. And they can stun lock you. They have strike all the undead mummies. The ancient undead can just, stun lock you, but they'll also block, so it'll take like no damage. Just kind of want to show off this door real quick. But besides that, it's not that great of a spot to grind. There's a save crystal you can do and whatnot, but it's just not worth it. So we're gonna head in. I just kind of want to show off those weird doors. So we're gonna head. Oh yeah, I should put on my warding glyph. We're gonna go through a few of these. Not as much as the last area, but still a decent number. I'm not going to run out anytime soon, that's for sure. You can go down here. There will be 1 mini boss you will fight. You can stun lock. That's what I recommend doing. It's got a lot of hit points. Oops, don't walk into the pillar. It's right here. I kind of like how the character model's drawn, but they needed it bigger, so they kind of stretched them out. A lot of the times for when you make these, you put in like your pixel art, but they come. You have to like scale it up. I forget how it exactly works, but if you want more details on how this works, I would look up stuff from RPG Maker 15. Alright, so there's Magic Missile. Bam, bam, double hit, just like I said. You're just kind of stun locking them. I could also cast my AoE Duke Nukem style spell here, but I kind of just want to show off the new Magic Missile. Fairly reliable. I like it. It doesn't crit, just so you're aware, just like any other spell. Bam. Bam, and I'm pretty sure it's stunned at least once here. This should take them out this round. So we got, what, 6,000 HP left? tops. There we go. They just can't really do anything other than their first turn. You don't have to worry about spending too much SP here because there's a heal crystal before the boss fight, so you're good. They don't do that to you. And you're going to be using your ward so that you don't have to spend it on there. Now, there's a lot of undead, so if you have the just insta-kill undead spell, will do about 14,000. If you block, it's going to be like 5,000 damage. So they'll live because they've got like 6,000 HP. So that's part of the reason why I don't recommend grinding. But he'll be dead pretty shortly. This lever, this boss fight will let us get to a lever, which will break down kind of like the iron gates we saw in the DLC area. Bam! It's not worth the XP, by the way. And it's going to drop down that door so that we can get to another area. It's just colored levers to open doors to get to the final area. That's the name of the game, just kind of like the areas in the DLC section. Wonder if they're model off of each other. Like last time, this isn't declaring your screen. This is a filter effect that the game provides. I don't know how to undo it. I don't like it as much in this area. Red lever. Just gonna pull it. You can see that yellow lever to the left, which is yellow. Same thing. That is not the. No, I think those are the yellow ones. I don't know why those are there because you can just walk around them. I shouldn't go in the stairs. I'm gonna walk to our left because it's Legionwood. Once we go right, you go left. Once you go left, you go right. Just the classic game. There's going to be a chest around here. It's going to be up a little bit north. Worth grabbing, I would say. It's not the worst items. I'm going to get 2. I'll talk about that when that shows up. So we're going to keep going, and there's going to be 2 more levers. There's going to be this yellow lever, and there's going to be the green lever. I've already been here, so we have to walk back. We've already used 4 glyphs, and we've got like 3-4 more minutes of walking left, which is just fantastic as always. That's the chest we're talking about. It drops the 50% reduction from element attacks, which is welcome in my book. And it's going to drop a sacred mirror, which stops negative effects. It also supposedly stops time slip. I should really test it one of these times, like a good person. I'll probably have a concluding section to this guide and talking about different builds and whatnot. If you do want to see that, let me know. I don't want to waste valuable time for me or you. So, let me know. I'm going to go back. There's going to be the green lever. I'm going to get it. And then we're going to go straight to the boss. Because our characters are kind of stacked already. I will show what my stats look like. Oh, I should actually grab the chest. Here's the item. That's the crown. That's the sacred mirror. You should have... See here, there's the one from the arcane tower. You should have enough for everyone. Here is the boss. So you're going to have to talk to this stone, and then you'll be able to open up the flame, touch it, and do it just like for the Zenith pin. Wow! I'm going to keep talking. It's going to go. It's a really cool effect. So this is what my characters look like. This is Alexis, Xanthus, Theria, and Lena. Those are the stats we're working with, and this is what I used to beat it. I'm not going to show the full boss fight. I'm kind of going to show the beginning, I'm going to show part of the second phase. I'm going to cut the rest out. It takes a while. It's not that entertaining to watch. I don't have that much to say. And you can see the chests aren't there. So when you do beat it, the chests do show up and you can just open them up. It's just a lot to kind of do. Make sure your characters are up to date, by the way, and equipped with whatever you want. I recommend just using a lot of attacks. He uses mute, so spells aren't necessarily reliable. Time Slip can one-shot. He has a Strike All which hits everyone and can stun them, so anti-stun items aren't too bad either. The stun pendants, you should have a billion of them. And then he does use Tri-Spell as well, so the crowns, you should have the one that makes you immune, and then you should have 2, 3 that do half damage if you want to equip them as well. Magic users already take no damage from it, so it would basically be for your other 2 melee users, so you should have enough if you want them. It's just going to be a slow grind for the most part. So just to show you what the background looks like normally in these fights, I'm going to remove my ward, and then we're going to just do a fight, and I'm just going to run away right away. So this is what the background looks like normally. After you beat the boss, it's going to show like the boss did, at least the random encounter I did afterwards. Which is, I think, just the game not reading the background correctly. So it's the void, so this is what it looks like. You notice there's a pixel missing underneath his claw. Okay, so I recommend doing Serpent's Rush because this form can be poisoned. Which really helps with how much HP he has. I'm not sure if you saw for when I was doing my attacks. There we go. But he has over 500,000 HP. So we did the Toxify. He doesn't get blinded by these. I've done probably like 9 or so, and he hasn't done it, and the Toxify seems to land fairly consistently, so I would assume the blind does as well. I don't care about that as much because it doesn't really affect the spells. He never cleanses it. No haze to stop the curse. There we go. Blind, mute, Toxify. That's his other spell that I was trying to think of. It's why you just kind of loop Healing Haze. I think the ideal strategy going forward with 5 people, if you do that, is you have one person cast Healing Haze, you have one person cast the anti-debuff, the Haze, Soothing Haze, and then you just have 3 people attack at this point, because he's toxed. All the status effects you're going to get. Any weapons that have debuffs aren't too bad. I'm trying like Essence Drain to see if it's any better, because you're healing yourself on top of the heal and you're doing damage. I don't think it's good enough. He's gonna do a fair bit of damage because he also cast the nuke spell for about $1,500 worth of damage. So if you have 2,000 HP, you should live everything, but nothing more. And getting all your characters to 4,000 HP is a lot. I know Lon looks like there, but he's eaten up all of the bone spice. And he's higher level than everyone else except for Alexis, because he's got the second luck charm. So, don't recommend going for that. You kind of want to be able to consistently pump out damage and just run it and run it and run it and run it. Otherwise, it will take even longer, and he's not going to run out of stuff. because even his most basic attacks hurt. Yeah, I was trying to figure a way if I could do the cheese where you kill it before it transforms, which just ends the fight. Because we don't care about the drop at all. I am unsure how the transform works. Time slip, by the way, always hits. It's never gonna miss. The other advantage with 5 people is I have 2 with the coma spell, so it's gonna just revive. Or the technical spell isn't coma, but it's reviving light. Which means you should always have at least 1 alive. You can just cycle between the 2. Plus, you can buy Angel's Tear, and it was a mob drop. I have 15 just from the drops and the maps and the items that you just naturally get in the game. I guess I bought a few early, but I've also used a few just because, whatever. Here's him transforming. Just attack and heal with your magic users. Just heal with your magic users. It's not worth trying to get the damage out with your magic users. It's faster, but I don't recommend speedrunning it. He takes so long to begin with that it's just gonna be a grind no matter how you put it, because you're never stunning him, never poisoning him. I tried it with an item, I tried it with an on-hit effect, and I tried it with the spell. There's more than one item I could use. I used the Scorpion Tox. It didn't work. I'm not going to try the other ones. If you do find any cheese strat or a way to make this boss easier, let me know in the comments, and I'll try it out and do it myself. Otherwise, we're going to skip to the next part. Alright, I never actually showed you what the benefits were to completing that quest, so just real quick. It says 100%, 153 out of 153, but the bottom 4, like I said, will not actually show. So think of it as 99% complete, but you can only actually finish it with the endgame dungeon. So just to show you some of the monsters that you can run into, not that one. See, Ancient Undead, it's one of the monsters, no drops. Not the Nightmare, not the Blood Bottle. Nosferatu, Lost Souls, and Death Rattle. So those 4 are the ones you can run into. Trying to see if there's anything else. They don't necessarily always have these in order of when you can run into them, but those are all of the monsters. This is a cutback. I didn't actually beat the Rift in this recording. I don't want to try and keep doing runs. You can see the chests spawned before, so I'm just going to say, pleasure having you. Good luck in your fight. Have a nice day. Take care and enjoy the outro.